Hey guys, and welcome to a look at something I've been playing quite a lot. Too much maybe. I don't know. The most mature game to release this side. Fuck it. Welcome to Swordsman Online. This is by Perfect World Entertainment. Interactive, either one. I'm not really sure anymore. They made Perfect World. They also made Jade Dynasty, a game that I like quite a lot. I spent quite a lot of time in that, and a lot of effort. This, however, is a new one. It's just gone into open beta. I was briefly in the closed beta. I didn't manage to spend as much time with it as I would like to have done. But that's beside the point. It is now in open beta. Anyone can give it a go, and it's got some little quirks, some nifty little things, some few things from the Perfect World's catalogue, I suppose, some things that make a return into this game as well as they have in the others. Let's take a look, shall we, very quickly. As you can see, I'm very snazzy. I'm also on a roof. One of the main, I think I'll get the biggest thing out of the way first, which is kind of a Perfect World thing. I haven't really used it in this game much, I haven't had the need to, but it's this little button up here, which is this is called self cultivation. In Jade Dynasty is espering. It's basically botting. It's legalized botting within a game, so it's cheating, but it's not really. You basically set it all up. You set your targets, you set your radius, whether you want drops to be picked up, whether you want to sell them or whatever. You can sell the different rarities and blah de blah de blah. You save that, you go into your favourite grinding spot, you select begin, and it takes up a sort of a resource in order for it to be used. But you can just set it off, let it run, let it do its own thing. You can go off and grab yourself a cuppa, do what you want, come back and check out all the gold and loot, and no doubtly that you've been killed by some arsehole. But then that's your own fault for having it set up. Let's take a look at something else. Skills. These are brilliant. The way I like the way it's done, actually. You start off as a nothing really, and then you select a school, which is selecting your class. You kind of select it after you've done your character and everything like that. You'll get in and you select. You're given a choice of multiple different schools. These schools have various different classes. The neat thing about this is you've got two different schools. One is male only and one is female only as well. So there's two unique kind of schools there, which I find quite interesting. I've gone for this sun moon style, which is kind of like twin dagger sort of thing. It's like really cool, yeah, awesome. And when you come into your skills, you'll see I've got this sun moon style, which is the first style you get, and it's also got a video to play as well. Look, and it gives you a little brief overview of the skills for this particular style. I think, yeah, style. It does say right there. How cool was that? You got so what you'll get these different powers, and you'll get a certain amount of skills you can actually use. When you start off, you'll only get the 4 down the bottom. Where I've got these 4, I've got a 5th one now. You have to unlock that. So you do only start off with the 4, and it'll give you all the skills, and you can level them up using these little arrows. You gain the points separately from your XP. The way you level up skills by obviously spending money, and the kung fu points, which is you get from doing instances, killing monsters and blah blah, all that sort of thing. But you can take a pill, because whatever. That's all good and well. And then as you progress, you can unlock different styles. I've got 2 more that I haven't unlocked yet, and this one I preferred. This second one, we'll take a quick look at that as well, shall we? You go, girl. Do something. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Yep, you're doing that well. Yep, go on. You get him. Go on. That's the skill I like. This is more of an AoE based style. I think quite a lot of it is AoE based for this one. Good. But what I didn't like was that my only buff at the minute was in the first style, and then there was the second style that didn't have any, but it had the better skills, so I was kind of... And then I realised you can make your own ones, which is just brilliant. So I could use up the 5 skill bars that I have, including my left click and my right click, so give me 7. And your left click is your basic attack, which I've got 3 here. The one that you start off with, the one from the Sun Moon style, and the one from the Catch the Moon style, which is the one I'm using at the minute. You just slot that into there. You get all your different styles down here in the attacks, and you slot them in however you want. Put them in. Bing bang bosh. Bob's a relative of mine. I'm not done with this yet. Combat focus. This is pretty cool. Attacking and killing and so on and so forth. You gain kind of like a meter that goes up, and when that reaches full you can unleash this mega special awesome attack, and does a lot of damage to a lot of people and they get hurt. And let's move on. Utilities. As you can see, aerial movement tactics split up, so we get the jump, you get that by default. That's good to know. You also have the ability to run by default, which does save a lot of problems. You would never get off the beach in the first place. Air hike, this is where things start getting really cool, because you get a double jump, and that is it's really cool, really awesome. But then you get this upward soar at level 17, which is a triple jump, which is even better, and it really does fit in well. I mean, obviously Perfect World did the same thing with Jade Dynasty, where there was certain quests that involved these acrobatic skills and jumping on top of buildings and whatever, so it's good to see that make a return as well. Then meditate is kind of like seething or whatever, meditating in like whatever else. I don't know if it's in WoW or whatever, I never played it, but I know it was in like the Old Republic, because I played that, and that's the same thing. Basically recovers your health and your chi in this case, or your mana, but it also uses stamina in order to use it, and stamina is like a little extra system. We'll get that in. We'll get into it in a second. Don't worry, chill. It's got some more here. We've got another 15 to go through yet. Dashing, dodging, essentially. Double tap any movement key, do a little roll, get out of the way. Blocking is another feature. I haven't really used it. Everything seems a little tame at the minute, so I haven't used it. It's probably quite useful in PvP if you haven't got any, if you can get away with moves that don't get through blocks and things like that. These two I'll go through first. These prone recovery and these airborne recoveries are kind of like little QTEs when you're fighting, especially against bigger enemies or tougher kind of elite style enemies, and they'll knock you on your arse, or they'll knock you flying if you hit space. When it comes up on the screen you do like a little flourish and a whirly in the air and you get back up. It's perfect. These last two they save a lot of trouble and a lot of time, which is good. Sprinting does what it says on the icon, and water trekking also the same. These last two, the eagle glide and the water trekking, you have to wait until you get to level 30, which doesn't actually take that long. It's very, very tame. I've heard up until about level 40, which I'm getting close to. The level cap at the minute is 89, so I'm nowhere near even halfway yet, so we've got plenty of time for that. But what I'm going to do is going to get in and show the jumping, the water trekking, and the gliding was the last one. That was it. So as you can see, I'm up here, so we've got our jump, we've got a double jump. That's all well and good, but let's take this one step further, and we'll run, we'll hit the sprint key, we'll sprint off, we'll do a triple jump, and we'll try and glide over to that little circly platform. Let's go. And then triple jump, and then a glide, and then it'll really quickly drop me down. That's a fair distance, that's pretty good, it's decent for what it does. And then if you run off, and you can run off into the water, and you can do this little water trekking, which you can also jump from And as you can see, that yellow bar on the left, that is the stamina bar. It takes stamina to run, triple, double, and even single jump. So as you can see, I can't, can't even do a normal jump if you haven't got any stamina. So you have really got to be careful about watching it, because it also takes up dashing, so that's useful in combat. But jumping and even double jumping out the way of trouble during a fight is also quite helpful. So it's always good to maintain, but it does last a while. And if you can see, there's mounts, and the good thing is the sprint can also be used on the mounts as well, making travel a lot more bearable. A good point to make out, if we look at the quests, and if I another perfect world thing here, it's in other games, auto tracking, quite common. It's kind of like a press left click to win sort of system, because it'll open up the chat box, you just have to talk, and it's usually, like I say, up till about level 40 I've heard is where it starts changing. But the first 40 levels unfortunately are mainly just back and forth talking, chatting with a few monsters and bandits or ninjas or assassins or whatever to kill along the way. Not as many as would be liked though. But like I say, with this particular style, this Sun and Moon style, especially with the big AoEs, quite a lot of the other schools have got massive AoEs as well. Taking out massive hordes of enemies is a fucking cinch. But like I say, I'm not, hands free. I haven't got to really do anything, and I can accept a quest, and then I've literally got to talk to him again, and that's 12,000 XP for nothing. It's obviously not a lot, but at this point, but then you just click again, and away we go. I'm gonna actually take a drink. I don't even know where I'm going. I'll check on the map. You can see that we're going over this way somewhere. Of course, this is free to play. There are a couple of buy-in packs when it's in beta. If you want to buy like a Heroes pack where you get this thing I was in before for closed beta. You can get that little outfit that I've got. There's a few that it chooses from at random. The fiery red ginger mount that I've got. That's pretty good. What else do we get? Companions. Can I press the button? Boop, boop, boop. Companions. Pets, basically. You can catch them. The quest that it teaches you how to catch them is to go around and catch a maid, which I'm not quite sure on the ethics of that sort of quest, but we'll let it slide for now. Oh, actually, I suppose a good thing to show off. Let's get out in the open here. If we go into the options, into the settings, let's move my chair and go into the control scheme. We have a lot of a big mess. Now we have 3 different control schemes. The one I'm using at the minute is this action mode, which is kind of the third person kind of game where you just aim in with the mouse with the crosshairs and you use the left click, right click to do combos and that sort of thing. Similar to Terra, if you ever played that. Terra Rising, Terra Online, whatever it's called now. But there's also a couple of others. The traditional, the classic 3Ds, your any other type of MMO really. The kind of right click drag to move and turn, or the left click to just spin the camera. Blah de blah de blah. And then you have this Swordsman Classic, which is the very simple mode, which is just click. Well, it basically is click to win, because it is just click to do this, click to do that, click to do this, and it does everything for you. But I stick to this one. If we take a look at this, I mean, you can crank everything up quite high. It's not going to take a lot. It is nice looking, especially compared to the older games. It's on a new engine that they've got, and it does look quite nice. I do it. I mean, it is what it is. It's free, but it does look really good. I mean, obviously there is a cash shop, but there isn't any sort of pay-to-win items, which Perfect World are fairly good at doing. I mean, they do kind of rip you off on everything else, but, you know, you ain't gonna become the world's greatest just from giving them some extra money, you know. So, you can look the biggest dick, but that's about it. One thing I will say, I do have one little quarrel with it, and this is the mouse sensitivity. I've got this whacked up all the way to the highest, and even in this I can't, it still feels kind of clunky, but I'll let it go for now. I'll get on my horse, slap it in the butt, and it'll sprint off. Oh, that was quite a lot of words for a lot of little things.
奉圣姑之命，令狐冲的剑已赎回。
男人啊，没一个好东西，一看到美女就走不动道，这点我是深有体会的。
我自有分寸。
圣姑切不可动了真情。
谁躲在那里鬼鬼祟祟？
Okay, so as you can tell, nothing's in English. The writing's in English, but it's all Oriental ninja style.
哪里来的毛贼？
Okay, you can, actually, you see this thing here, so you can write a message and put like your own little graffiti tag on certain walls. Quite a cool thing. I don't know how they're going to moderate that, but we'll see. Don't be walking through the town and you just come across a wall that says you subweener or something. I don't know. We'll see. Loading times could be better. Could definitely be better. But now we are out here. As you can see, I have an extra quest that I could pick up here. Oh, 2 quests. Oh, it must be my birthday. I don't really want to go picking them up, to be honest, because I know I'm going to be left on some massive long journey that's going to take me fucking nowhere. But they're a bit under level. We can see if I just use the way I'm using this this action MMO kind of thing is when I want to click on enemies or NPCs to talk, just quick press control, bring up the mouse. If I hold control, it brings up all the flavor text for every fucking thing. So now when we're in this aiming mode, we just sort of like run towards them, left click, that does my normal attack, just click it a few times, get a combo going, and go straight to the moon apparently. There's that meditate thing, look. But now if we take a look at a few skills, we just go and rally up a few of these, shall we? Let's get some more. And get you, and you, and you, and you, and you. And then we've got this first little skill. Like I say, I like my AoE. If you like a lot of jumpy, flashy numbers going all the way across the screen, then this is also a game for you. I do like the kind of floaty text, I've always liked that sort of thing. It's not too over the top with the sort of MMOs where you get kind of like a 50 odd billion attack hit on a monster, and it's like, yeah, so fucking what? Oh, there we go, there we had some lag there, look. Nice little teleport. That's just satisfying as fuck, that is.